Ladies and gentlemen, SideStrafe back with another episode of the Strafing Run, and today, as you can see, there's some World of Tanks rolling in the background, and these are some replay files from a few days ago on a live stream I held. I think I was on for about 3 hours or so. If you're interested in catching up on that, head on over to twitch.tv/SideStrafe. Link will be in the description below, and hit the archives. It should still be there. Twitch, I think, deletes those things after a while, but I think it's over a month or so, so you should have some time if you're interested in seeing that. You know, keep in mind, live streams aren't always the same caliber as my videos on YouTube, but it's still fun. You still get a lot of tactical discussion, ranting and raving, and in general community interaction. So I had a lot of fun with it. I do enjoy live streaming. I should probably do it a lot more often. Because I pride myself on the streams that I typically hold. Sometimes I'll have a late night stealth stream where I won't really announce it, and usually only the people that show up are the ones that are following that get email notifications, or perhaps happen to be monitoring the website. And those ones are a little bit more low-key, kind of calm and relaxed, a little bit more quiet, just focusing on having fun and, again, more community talk and interaction. But either way, if you haven't checked out the live stream, go ahead, twitch.tv/SideStrafe. Hit the follow button. It's free to do that if you want. There is an optional subscribe button if you want that is paid, but you can follow for free, get email notifications, and show up and have a good time. So, World of Tanks, let's get right to it. I know most of you are still wondering why I haven't been putting much content for this game up on the channel. I've been trying to let people know over Twitter and Facebook. And it's simple. I needed a break from it. I needed to take a vacation from this game. There's certain things that wear on you over time. You know, dealing with the spawning system, invisible tanks, the hit points, the way the damage model is, the balancing, the premium shells, all that stuff, it starts to weigh on you over time. As much as I love this game, as much time as I've spent on it, as much money as I've spent on it, you just got to step back. You got to step back once in a while because nobody wants to see grumpy strafe, and I know that that's not the video you come here for. You don't want to see me being angry or ranting and raving 24/7 over the same game. So I step back, take a break, and look at it another time. You know, when I played it on the live stream the other day, I had a great time. It was refreshing because I had to take that break. It's like anything. It's like a relationship or whatever. You take a break sometimes. You just step back and be like, okay, let's chill. And you come back at it, it's fresh and new again. That's what happens with games. You play a map that wasn't there before. Oh, this feels like a new game. So, you know, I don't hate World of Tanks. It'll always be a fantastic game. It'll always be one of my favorites. I always have fond memories of it. I've been playing this game since beta. And there are things in it that I just don't like, that I've never liked, that I never will like, you know. And it's just those things that I keep talking about. Spotting system, invisible tanks, ammunition, balance, the ballistic system, lack of a true bullet drop. Those things get to me after a while. More so than anything, it's the spotting system that's the real kicker. And on top of that, we have another title that I've been covering the heck out of, which is War Thunder Ground Forces, which is the game that I wanted. You know, I love the realism that's there. I love knowing that, okay, here comes a tank around the corner. He's exposing the wrong part of him. Boom, I hit him. He explodes. He's dead. You know, he's done. Maybe I get a penetrating shot. It passes through, or it doesn't kill, but it damages something. The damage modeling in that game is far superior to this. You know, the fact that there's actually a bullet drop. The fact that it's running on a beautiful game engine that has multiple core CPU support and all the other bells and whistles that you could possibly ask for out of a game engine. You know, the high poly count tanks, the beautiful looking camouflage system. They actually cover the road wheels. That's one thing I've always wanted. You know, everything is just great. The handling is continuing to improve. It's not perfect. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, even to ballistics and damage modeling and armor and all this stuff. Don't get me wrong, tons of work that needs to be done, but it's continuing to progress, and it has a lot of potential. And you know, it's the game I really wanted World of Tanks to be. When we were in beta, a lot of us were wanting Wargaming to add a hardcore mode, remove the invisible tanks, the hit points and all that, give us a different mode to play. But I think that they know when you add more modes, it kind of fractures the community. And that's even a problem that you see in War Thunder, because you're going to get more people that play arcade mode than people that play realistic battles or simulator battles. So it's always hard to get a good match going due to that, which is also kind of why War Thunder has the whole bots system. I'm not a huge fan of bots, I'll tell you that right now. I don't like bots in multiplayer scenarios, and I would hope that eventually that's something that doesn't exist. In Ground Forces beta, it hasn't been an issue. There are no bots. I hope that they never do add bots on the grounds, because I think that would probably be pretty bad, actually. So, but anyway, you know, there's the reasoning for that. I'm not saying I'm never going to play World of Tanks again. Wargaming has some cool things in store. You know, they're continuing to add maps and vehicles, and they're incorporating the Havoc's system for physics, which is going to mean that the suspension's going to function like it should. A bunch of other things, damage to the environment. You can shoot up buildings and things like that, and they'll crumble more, I guess. They are looking at adding the national battles next patch, British voiceovers, a few other things. I haven't really paid too much attention to the next one, but I like that they continue to add content. The one thing they haven't worked on much is the sounds. They've changed the gun sounds over time, and they're still not fantastic. They've added some ambient sounds, birds chirping and things like that, wind, whatever, in the maps. They really need to work on the engines. In fact, I wish they would stop adding tanks and making maps and just really focus on hiring a few more people for the sound department. Go out and record tanks. It's not that hard. War Thunder Ground Forces did it, and the tanks sound fantastic. You know, I mean, there's always room for improvement, but they actually have a video where they went out and recorded real sounds. I mean, you can hear the creaking of the turret rotation, the gear shifts, and the different engines, and some of them sound similar, but you know, they're also built on same chassis. So, you know, a T-34 1940s or 41 is going to probably sound similar to a T-34-85, as they're using the same chassis. Maybe the engine might be a little different or whatnot, but generally they're going to sound similar. But the fact that they have that oomph to them, you know, that they sound like beasts, that's just great. And I like that they took the time to really go out and record things, especially the gunfire sounds. And even though they might not be the exact same sounds from the tanks, it might be from an anti-tank gun or an artillery piece or something. It's going to sound similar, and honestly, it's a lot better than some synthetic sound that was generated in a computer program or something. But you know, I think that that's something Wargaming really needs to work on. But anyway, the other thing I think does excite me is that Sergey had talked more about the historical battles in World of Tanks, and that's something that they had discussed even in beta, something we thought that they would have added a long time ago, but I think they kind of stopped caring about it. But now that War Thunder's bringing in tanks, I think they're looking at it more so that they can be competitive. Sergey had discussed having battles where you might see a few Tigers or Panthers versus a bunch of Shermans. Things like that excite me. I would like to see how that pans out. However, it's also going to come down to weapon loadouts. Obviously, in World of Tanks, you can mount weapons that never existed on certain chassis, but, you know, so that could be a deal breaker there. However, you know, again, they can add all that stuff. By the time they do, will it really matter? I don't know, because Ground Forces just seems to have what I'm looking for right off the bat. It's going to take some time to perfect everything in Ground Forces. You know, it's still early in the beta, I feel. There's still a lot of work and polishing that needs to be done, but the potential's just there. So in regards to World of Tanks content and coverage, I don't want to say never say never, you know, but right now, still feel like I kind of need a little bit of a break from it. You might see me live stream it some more, because live streaming felt a little bit more relaxing versus worrying about perfecting video content for the channel. So I actually had a lot of fun live streaming this game. I had a blast talking to people in the chat. It was great. So you might see more of World of Tanks in a live stream. But when it comes down to it, I would probably rather be focusing on Ground Forces and maybe some other games, DayZ as well, and I'll talk about that in a few minutes. But right now, the War Thunder Ground Forces closed beta test, it runs about 4 hours on set days. So like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 9 o'clock So for 4 hours, and then it runs another 4 hours the following morning. But that's usually to cater to people all over the world. And I usually don't make the morning session because I stay up way too late anyway, or too early, I guess you could say. So there's that. But, you know, stay tuned. Again, I just want to emphasize that I don't hate World of Tanks. It's a fantastic title. It's just a different title. 2 different games. You can play them both. You can play War Thunder and World of Tanks for different reasons. That's not a problem at all, and that's what I might do. I can say that I'll probably just prefer War Thunder Ground Forces. I like where they're headed. And that's just all there is to it. I suggest you try it out. Wait for open beta. Download the client, install, have a few matches, decide for yourself. I mean, that's the best way to go. Don't take my word for it. Don't take anybody's word for anything. You have to always test things out and see for yourself. But, you know, beyond that, some of you might want to get in. I think really the only way is to wait for the next wave of beta, which is next month, February. And you'd have to purchase the tank advance packs, I think. I don't know if they're going to just continue to let more people in. Those of you that completed those aerial missions hopefully will get in as well. But the tank advance packs, let's talk a little bit about those, because there are some people that have been buying these things and saying, hey, I paid for beta. Why aren't the servers up more? This or that. Why is this buggy? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, look, okay, first of all, the dollar value for these packages are in regards to the tanks, the digital items, the golden eagles that you get, the titles or the decals that you get with them. You can buy these for about $49.99, I think. I think there's a $59.99 package, and then there's a $99.99 package, which is both of the tanks and all the decals and the titles and everything that go with them, all the golden eagles and whatnot. So that's where the dollar value is for those items, okay? Beta, the fact that you get access to a beta wave, that's bonus. That's extra. That's not where the value is, okay? So stop acting like your $49 or your $99 went towards beta test. No, it actually went to those goods. Think about it. Because, yes, there are people that are freaking out in the forums that are angry about these things, and it's just absolutely pathetic and sad. So, in general, guys, you know, rule of thumb, if you don't know, if you're not sure, then don't buy digital items and have certain expectations. Whether it's a game like Star Citizen or MechWarrior Online or Hawken, World of Tanks, whatever, don't pre-order things if you just don't know. Just wait. I mean, I'm a collector. I like having these things. I know that these 2 tanks are not going to be available in the future. I have to have them. It's just that simple, because one day I'm going to be in a game, I'm going to see somebody driving around in that thing, and I'm going to be like, oh man, I want that. And as far as I know, once this thing goes in open beta, you can't get these packages anymore. So, you know, I got to have them, so that's just the way it is. And plus, I want to review them. I see it as a bit of work too. I want to look at them and say, hey, this is what they are. This is what to expect from them. They might give them out at some other time or later date for a gift package. They might have like a one-day only sale of them sometime, kind of like they did with that Boston plane. I don't know, but you know, that's what it is. So anyway, let's move off of the topic of World of Tanks and War Thunder. That's the bulk of this video, I think, because it's something that a lot of people have been asking about. But next thing, DayZ. Episode 7 is on the way. I just need to grab a little bit more footage to tack on to what I already have to make a complete 30-minute episode. And on top of that, I've just been busy with a couple of real-world things. I've been editing a lot more. A lot of my War Thunder content has been edited. The DayZ stuff is also always edited, and that increases production time. So on top of that, it comes down to getting 3 other guys together in a group, and maybe even more. It's not easy because you have to work with everybody's schedule. So it's not as simple as me playing the game by myself and delivering an episode like I used to. And on top of that, those old episodes were never edited. They were just uncut. Boom, here you go. You play for 30 minutes to an hour and you have a show and you're done. Here we're taking quite a few hours of gameplay and, you know, cutting through the boring bits, or trying to, and just maintaining good conversation, discussion, and action and whatnot. But the other thing about DayZ, I want you to know where we've been going with these episodes. Right now, they've been kind of like Let's Play / podcast, where a group of guys are playing this game, enjoying it, having fun surviving, but we're also discussing things, DayZ-related topics, whether it's about development or human behavior in a situation, psychology, talking about weapons and tactics and all that type of thing. You know, it's like a live Let's Play podcast, and I think a lot of you have been enjoying the discussion. I've been enjoying having the discussion. I think it's a really cool way to play the game. Now, yeah, is it as entertaining as some of the other DayZ videos out there? No. Is it as funny? Maybe not. Although I think we got a funny group of guys playing together. I think we managed to have a few laughs. But, you know, is it as crazy? Are we out there telling people to take their pants off and doing who knows what to other people? No, maybe not. But, you know, I think that my group brings something different to YouTube. I think that we're actually more original than most of the DayZ content you find on YouTube. And I'm fracking proud of that. And I really like playing with the guys that I'm playing with, a good group of friends. And I love the camaraderie. It's like a, you know, band of brothers. That's what it's about. And, you know, is this going to be the video series for everyone? No, of course not. If you can't stand watching a bunch of people, you know, run through the woods while having a discussion, then it's not going to be for you. If you want to see constant shooting and zombie fighting and banditry and all this stuff, then, well, you know, the thing is, YouTube is filled with that. But what we have to offer, I think, is unique and original, and I think that there's a lot of people that appreciate that, and I'm fine with continuing to provide that. Yeah, would I love to create a production Walking Dead style where we have a show and a story and voice actors and things? I would love to do stuff like that on my channel, but it takes a lot of resources and time and effort. So I think I'm mostly going to focus on sticking to this format. If anything, we'll probably just work on creating more topics ahead of time so that we have things to discuss. And that seems to be the big selling point to the series, is most of the feedback in the comment section is about, you know, I really love what you guys are doing here. I love the discussion more than anything. And it makes it bearable because, yeah, DayZ is filled with travel time. We'll be running through the woods for an hour or so. And if you're not talking, then, yeah, that's boring. But if you're having intellectual conversation, then that's fantastic. A lot of people might even alt-tab the video and just listen to it and you know, come back to it when something's going on. And that's fine. You can listen to it like a podcast. That's kind of the idea. But that's what it is. You know, I just don't want people to have the wrong expectations. And I hope that people are continuing to enjoy it, because it does take a lot of time to edit. And I do try to put a lot of effort into it. So, you know, I really hope that it's bringing a smile to your face. But, you know, beyond that, again, just really excited, and it's just so early in DayZ's life. Looking forward to seeing what they continue to add. I'm thinking about playing on first-person only servers. I like third-person because I like looking at my character, but I think at the end of the day, gameplay-wise, first-person is the way to go. So I know that I've talked to a couple of the guys about it, and they seem okay with it. We'll have to see how it goes. And maybe the next episode or two will be first person only, and maybe it'll just be a different experience. I don't know. The video, it's kind of nice to see your character there. It's kind of something extra to look at, but, you know, I figure that since I'm playing with other people, you'll at least see their characters most of the time. And you can always see what I look like through the paper doll within the inventory system, if you will. But moving on from that, other survival games, you know, Bombadil had recently purchased Rust, and I know that Elbrook and Souffle had been playing Rust as well. You know, it looks like a lot of fun. The base building mechanics seem awesome, but I don't know if I can get into the graphics. Oh, man, it's an ugly game. It looks like a lot of fun, but boy, is it ugly. I don't know. I'm not going to purchase it just yet. We'll see. Maybe one day if they tweak those things. I know it's an early access title, but we'll have to wait. Next month, MechWarrior Online finally gets UI 2.0. I believe that's official. That it gets it next month. They're going to have a full screen user interface. So I might finally start making more videos for that. Or at least live streaming it a little bit more often. Because that was the one thing, is I don't like live streaming or making videos where my desktop is in the background, because the the garage or the mech bay would end up being in a windowed mode, and it drove me mad. I couldn't take it, and it's a fun game to play, but I would prefer that production value-wise, you know, with the standards that I have a full-screen game. So, look forward to maybe some more of that, because I'm actually kind of good at that game with my ranged mechs. Close quarter stuff, no, I just die instantly. But when it comes to sniping people in that game, I'm actually not bad, I think. And I've even managed to snipe out some light mechs, which is very satisfying. You know, since we're talking about mechs, Hawken is another game I probably haven't put up a video for in a while. I had some fun making a montage for that out of some spare footage. And again, that's all it was, is spare footage. I was going to throw it out, but I decided, hey, let me just put some music in here and throw some things together, whatever. But that was a lot of fun. I should probably look at bringing some more material for that game out as well, because I enjoy both Hawken and MechWarrior Online for different reasons. Kind of like how I could say you could play World of Tanks and War Thunder for different reasons as well. But, ladies and gentlemen, I think that about covers everything for today. I know the strafing runs haven't been out on a regular basis, but they're pretty much here when I need to just get the word out. And if you could, I would appreciate if you would follow me on Twitter and Facebook, because that helps. It's a lot easier to post text and say, hey, guys, DayZ is going to be delayed a few days. You know, please be patient, versus me making an entire video just to tell you that. You know, so if you do have those things, links are in the description below where you can find me. That would be great. But beyond that, again, thank you so very much for joining me, and I will see you on the next one.
Ging voll durch ihre Panzerung.